Chapter 6: The Spring of Compassion. Stepping out of the forest of responsibility, Leo followed a path paved with soft moss. His feet were tired, but his heart felt more settled than ever before. He had learned about honesty, courage, and responsibility, words that used to just be in textbooks. Now they were like seeds, sprouting in his heart, quietly growing tender shoots that made him stronger and more mature with every step. Mist gently rose, like a dream exhaled by the forest. The path seemed to lead to another world, a poetic illusion. When he passed through the curtain of mist, he found himself in a serene valley. Crystal clear spring water shimmered under the moonlight, and silver-white flowers glowed like stars along the banks. Tiny, shimmering pollen, like snow or a dream, drifted through the air. He held his breath, gazing at the scene. Ithas's voice, like flowing water, resonated through the air. This is the spring of compassion. This trial is not about your actions, but about your heart. Before he could fully understand the meaning of these words, a muffled sob broke the stillness. He turned and saw a small, ragged boy huddled behind a rock, covered in mud and bruises, like a lost kitten forgotten by the rain. The child's head was bowed, his eyes filled with fear and wariness. You're gonna tell me I don't belong here too?" the child whispered, his voice like dry leaves rustling in the wind. "No, I won't," Leo said without a moment's hesitation. He walked closer to the boy, gently taking a soft cloak and carefully draping it over his shoulders. This gesture wasn't just warm, it was like a silent hug, a way of saying, "You're welcome here." In the distance, a faint shimmer of light appeared. Lull, the wishweaver, silently materialized among the flowers, like a small creature formed from moonlight. It made no sound, just watched the scene quietly, its tail gently sweeping over the petals. Silvery white pollen drifted into the air, as if in silent approval of Leo's actions. The boy looked up, his eyes blurred with tears, and murmured, "My name is Aaron. They said I was dirty, that I wasn't allowed near the spring, that I was just a burden." Leo's heart ached at his words. He thought of his past self, who had also yearned for understanding in the darkness, but found nowhere to turn. He held out his hand. "Shall we walk to the spring together?" Aaron hesitated for a moment, then finally took Leo's hand. They walked step by step towards the spring, each step heavy with the burden of past rejection. The spring water began to ripple, and a gentle light enveloped both of them. The dirt and bruises on Aaron's body faded away, and his once pale face glowed with a healthy blush. To Leo's surprise, what truly changed Aaron wasn't the magic of the spring, but his own unconditional acceptance and care. At that moment, more figures gradually emerged from the edge of the valley. White-haired travelers, a girl leaning on a cane, a teenager hiding in a corner, watching silently. They were all forgotten souls, pushed away by the world, overlooked by love. They approached the spring, but hesitated to step forward. Leo actively walked toward them. For some, he tied their shoelaces. For others, he helped clean their wounds. For some, he simply sat quietly beside them. These seemingly small actions, like sparks, illuminated the entire valley. Lull subtly moved into the crowd, making no sound, yet quietly wrapping its tail around the most timid children, like a soft, protective glow. The fear in their eyes began to calm. The spring water became even clearer and brighter, even extending into a small stream that flowed through every corner. Everyone gathered around Leo. His hands, once so lonely, were now firmly holding others, becoming a true connection and support. His wooden token glowed again, and golden words slowly appeared. Compassion. Ithas's voice, filled with respect and solace, echoed through the valley. Compassion is not a pity from above, but walking into the suffering of others and bearing it with them. You have understood that a wish should not only be for yourself, but to bring a little change to the world. A staircase made of light rose from the center of the spring, winding towards the final gate at the top of the valley. Aaron, holding Leo's hand, his eyes no longer fearful, but filled with determination and hope, said, "Thank you. I'll remember this warmth today." Leo nodded, no words needed. He was ready to face the final challenge, carrying the strength that came from his heart. Lull stood by the last silver flower, winking at him as if bidding him farewell. The morning sun broke through the clouds, bathing the entire valley in golden light. Leo stepped onto the staircase woven from compassion and light, walking towards deepest gate of destiny.